Oh, there you are, YouTube. I am back doing a random ranking. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. Been doing a lot of other types of vlogs, I guess. I don't know. I don't need to go into detail. But basically what that means is I go to my movie collection behind me and I pick out 3 movies with my eyes closed at random. These are not in alphabetical order yet. Someday they will be, but I just haven't put that time into it yet. And I then rank those movies from most favorite to least favorite based on a variety of things. Nostalgia, quality of the movie, the craftsmanship of the film, just maybe even the actor. I may like the actor a lot, and therefore it goes up front. A variety of reasons go into why, and I explain that. So that's what we're going to do. So let's pick 3 movies. I might just pick out 3 movies that are next to each other, because again, these are not, I mean, they were in a different location and then I brought them down here, so there may be a bit of alphabeticalness to them, but not a lot. So let's just see what happens when I pick 3 movies that are next to each other. I'm going to go back here. 1, 2, ooh, look at that shadow. I'm sorry. 3, do I have 3? 1, 2, might have 4 there. No, that's 3. Let's see what we get. All right. Okay, this is funny. Oh man, I'm kind of embarrassed I have one of these. All right, so these are the films. The Searchers with John Wayne. And then Around the World in 80 Days, but this is the Jackie Chan version, the Disney Jackie Chan version with, what is that guy's name? He does a great Michael Caine. Gosh, what is his name? Steve Coogan. Yes, Steve Coogan. Coogan, that is, if I am not mistaken, his name is spelled differently, but I believe in South Dakota, their state dessert is something called Coogan. I traveled through there once, and I was like, I stopped at a place to eat, and I was like, what is this on your menu? Your state dessert? How do you say that? Because it was spelled it didn't look like it was spelled Coogan, I think. I don't know. It's been a long time. And it was kind of like a custard pie, and it was really good. But Steve Coogan is in this, and who is the other person? They're in a horror film that a lot of people liked where she had like a bat wrapped in barbed wire, but it wasn't Negan from Walking Dead. Their name is Cecil DeFrance. Right there. And this movie, well, I'll get to it later. That's right there. And then, you probably saw it, Ernest Scared Stupid. So, this is the one I'm embarrassed to own. Sort of. Because you know what? I've always said I don't have a guilty pleasure because I just get pleasure out of the movies that I love. But this one's probably a guilty pleasure. I think it is. That's the definition. I always wondered, what is the definition of a guilty pleasure when you like the movies that you like? If you like them, doesn't that mean you like them and you don't feel guilty about them? But I think this is it. This is a guilty pleasure for me. Otherwise, I just like the movies that I like, and I'm okay with everybody knowing. But this one, when I saw it, I was a little embarrassed for you to see it. I finally figured out what a guilty pleasure is, and for me, it's this version of 180, no, did I say that? Around the World in 80 Days. So let's get to ranking these. Here are the films in the order in which I showed them to you. So let's get to least favorite, I guess. All right. How am I going to do this? Let's just talk about it. Searchers, you know, is classic Western, but do I care about it? It's almost like so old that I don't care about it. I've seen, you know, more modern Westerns and older Westerns that I think I like more than this. You know, they always say this should have been shot in black and white because it would have, you know, sort of captured the feel of the content, the story a little bit better. And I don't know, maybe I agree with that. You know, Stagecoach is in black and white, and that looks really good. Why wasn't this in black and white? I'm not sure if the color adds or not. But Searchers, I mean, it's like I recognize it's good, but I am not necessarily always interested in watching it. I just have other Westerns that I would rather be watching, like Back to the Future 3. This right here, Guilty Pleasure, this came out in theaters when I worked at a movie theater. I have a huge vinyl banner poster of this film. I have cardboard standees of this film. So I was like, why not just buy this film as well? Because I have so much attachment to it from working at the theater. And I had a huge crush on Cecil DeFrance right there. When watching it, I was like, oh, I think I love them. I want to be married to them. You know, Jackie Chan, always love him. The first Jackie Chan movie I ever saw in theaters, Rumble in the Bronx, was given a standing ovation by everybody in the crowd. Very first time that ever happened. So that was one of the coolest theater experiences I've ever had. And yeah, I've just always loved Jackie Chan. There are so many cool cameos in this, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was... Here, let's see if I can... There we go. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in this movie, and it was his last movie before he became governor of California. There's Rob Schneider. That's funny that he's the one that they chose to put on here. Luke and Owen Wilson are in this. There are just all sorts of people in this. And yeah, I don't know. As I'm talking about it, I feel a little less guilty about loving this. So, I don't know, this is fun. I like it so much better than the one that won Best Picture at the Oscars. That one takes way too long and I feel is boring. This one is fun, very much for children, but I don't know, I like it better than the other one. Ernest Scared Stupid is one of the most important films in my life. One, it is absolutely fantastic, but when I saw this in theaters, I went with a friend. It was my mom's coworker. It was her son. My mom took me and him to see this, and while we were in line for concessions, he pointed out a poster to the film Hook, which went on to become my favorite movie of all time. So my first knowledge of the film Hook came from a poster that I saw while in the concessions before seeing this movie. So this movie is very important to me because seeing it is when I saw the very first bits of evidence of my favorite movie of all time, which is Steven Spielberg's Hook. This movie is great though. I love it. I love Ernest P. Worrell. I mean, Ernest is hilarious. I don't love all of his movies, but this one is fantastic. I say this one and Camp, Ernest Goes to Camp, are so good. But Jim Varney, rest in peace. So, yeah, I'm going to rank these like this. You know what? I'm sure people are going to think I'm sacrilegious here because I'm putting the Searchers back here, but I'm just not that interested in watching the Searchers anymore. I've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times, and I'm just like, okay, I recognize it's good, you know, but do I want to watch it? So this one is a little bit more about me and less about the craft. Because if we're talking about the craft of filmmaking, okay, yes, this is number 1. But maybe this one too. You know, if you think about comedy, maybe the craft is higher here. Plus the makeup in it is pretty fun and fantastic. But yeah, I'm going to go Ernest Scared Stupid, number 1. Then Around the World in 80 Days, because I have some weird attachment to it because I worked at the movie theater when it came out and fell in love with Cecil DeFrance. And then Searchers, just because I've seen it enough. So yeah, this is my ranking. Have you seen these films? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all 3 of them, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching this random ranking, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.